Today's subject, landscape photography. Sometimes you just want to shoot some photos and you don't have a human subject. Your friends are absolutely tired of you hunting them with your camera like they're a pack of animals in the wilderness so you can beef up your portfolio. And the last time you tried street photography, a guy tried to stab you in the parking garage downtown. Do what every seasoned photographer does in this situation. Grab your camera and off to the wilderness. Landscape photography is one of those enigmas where you're not quite sure what to do with the finished product. Do you put it in your online store? Do you try to make it a stock image? Do you bury it in your hard drive or post it to social media for that sweet, sweet dopamine rush? The likes and shares are great for your ego, and for some reason your mouth waters every time your notification bell goes off like you're one of Pavlov's dogs, but it's not doing much for your overall goal of putting money in your pocket, unless you already have a print store and a built-in audience with an expendable income. I think a lot of photographers struggle with landscapes because they think they have to go somewhere unique or exotic to shoot anything of substance. And I don't blame them, because I thought that too. Over time, I learned that just because you were bored and uninspired with your surroundings, it doesn't mean others are. Especially with the internet out there ready for everyone to tell you that you shoot like shit. But buried beneath that pile of garbage human beings who have never been happy a day in their life are good people who have never seen where you live and haven't seen it from your perspective. And they would absolutely love for you to show them. As much as you were amazed by the mountains in Nepal, the people in Nepal could be amazed by the Great Plains in the US. The people in the Great Plains might be interested in a curve in the road because that's the only interesting thing they've seen in days, because those roads are straight. Landscape is all about perspective, both literally and metaphorically. Some things may be uninteresting or lackluster from one angle, but if you change your perspective, it could bring it to a new level. Simply kneeling or laying down could change your entire composition, or getting a bird's eye view. And you don't necessarily need a drone to do this. Hills and mountains do exist, but drones can really help sometimes. Landscape photography can be an invaluable tool. It helps you think about your composition without a human subject, how nature flows, and how it can accentuate certain aspects of your photography. Then, when you decide you can finally deal with the proverbial emotional mountain of people once again, you can bring a whole new level to your portrait photography's composition. Oh my God. I'm gonna die. So while it's possible that it won't make you rich or famous or highly regarded in the photography community, landscape photography can up your skills. And I think that's the only real reason you need to practice it. It trains you to use your basic composition techniques, and it trains you to use them when the time comes. My favorite techniques for landscape photography, and probably most of my photography, is the rule of thirds and leading lines. If you're new to photography, this is the grid for the rule of thirds. Do you see the points where these grids connect? Put your subject there. That's the most basic explanation for the rule of thirds. See lines that lead into the distance? Leading lines. And you can always use other techniques, but the real magic comes when you start combining those techniques. Rule of thirds is great, but if you can have some leading lines on the other side of the photo, then you're really starting to cook with some fire. There are other videos out there that cover the full spectrum of composition methods, and I don't feel like explaining them, so much like somebody interested in conspiracy theories, you're gonna have to do your own research and jump to wild conclusions. Stop being afraid of your camera. Go out into the wilderness, up some pictures, evaluate what you did wrong, and try something to fix it. The only thing that's going to make you a better photographer is taking what you've learned and applying it to shooting more and more photos.